BO2 on Terminal was being played, but we had so much more being played throughout the entirety of this past week. Shout out OpTic, of course. They do love their throwback tournaments, and they do have a housing full of different content creators as well as pro players, as we know their Halo team, which we'll talk about later, and as well as their COD team, which we have talked about in the past. Tons of different competitors across the entire globe. So what they did through this past week is they got all of their legends plus all of their current pros to play in a tournament across the entirety of the days. Here are how it's all listed. T2P going up against each other in a WBO4, Shotzzy versus Dashy, Shotzzy versus Formal in Halo 3, and then we got the Black Ops 2, Crimsix versus Karma, the old heads, and then it all culminated into this past Friday for the Legacy match of the current COD pros going up against the Legacy team. So starting off here for Advanced Warfare, all of the old maps as well. Chris, did you play any of this back in the day?
I did play a little bit back in the day. I can't remember any of it, and I do, except I do remember getting owned in it, pretty much like some of these clips we're going to see here. But I mean, this does take me back to, you know, some of this old school Call of Duty, and I mean, just the uplink that they're playing here was great gameplay.
Yeah, everybody has been definitely missing uplink, and you know, shout out Scump, of course. He played so much of it back in the day, just using the ball to be able to use it as a flash grenade. Shout out Mercules, 11th kill against the GOAT of Scump, puts him in the dirt. A little snap headshot we haven't seen out of Young Mason, but it would be Team Formal that would take it in the end, playing with Hook, Mercules, and then Methods along for the ride. They'll take the Advanced Warfare stick, and then that will then lead us in towards the next day, where we then get in towards Black Ops 4, one of my favorite, if not the most favorite, in my humbled heart, Call of Duty that we have had in the past several years, and we have so many good maps just to start things off. Dashy, a part of the OpTic team, back in 2019-2020 for the CWL. Shotzzy was still competing in Halo at this point in time, but you know the kid was still cracked on the sticks.
Yeah, and I mean, this is one I haven't played, but I did enjoy watching. I have seen quite a bit of it. This does take me back to watching the esports for Black Ops 4, and this was a great throwback. I mean, the shots being here are just, you know, absolutely insane. It's good to see them playing on this, and then Carmageddon, that double snipe that we'll see a little bit later, but really good gameplay, even throwing back to this older game.
Yeah, frequency control was something I was screaming for from the heavens when it came down to BO6. Can't believe we ended up getting it. It's sniper in the hand here for Karma. He was sniping everybody back in the day on this game. A little bit wide there for the third, but you know that DB5 is going to try to take this chow, maybe try to get the quick snipe. He will be denied it, but still good enough for Dashy. He drafted the GOAT, DB5, Mercules, and Methods again there for the 5v5 tournament win. And then we got into a very interesting one. This was a lot of buzz across the entirety of the timeline. We got the Legacy week, but this time for Halo 3, it would be the current pro Halo Infinite team for OpTic going up against a hodgepodge group of individuals on the opposite side. But you do have Shotzzy and you do have Hook. They are former Halo pros, world champion Shotzzy as well. And then Maniac, an absolute nut when it comes down to controller games as well. A massive capture the flag swing would actually have this ending. 4 captures for Shotzzy in towards overtime. They kept it competitive against the Halo Infinite pros.
Yeah, and you would definitely think if you're coming in with Infinite pros, but I mean, just a throwback 2-3, as you said, there are some former players on that old head squad, I mean, there from Shotzzy Hook, and they're hitting these shots here. That's exactly what they need. I mean, that's how I'd be looking if I got hit with that also.
I love how Bound immediately just turns over and he's just like, who was it? Who was it? Who'd you just world star? Yeah, that was insane stuff. APG and Maniac on the opposite side just to round out the team of Shotzzy just being an absolute freak. Watch this, just understanding all of the skill jumps back in the day. I don't even know if Ant actually played Halo 3 full-time, but you can tell that the kid definitely studied it. Sniper shot, sticky grenade, right back in towards the spawns, and they did all right as far as Narrows was concerned, but it would be the Halo Infinite team. Go figure, that would take it in the end. Still looking very, very good as far as Halo is concerned. But then it all came down into BO2, where we had some old heads making decisions on who they wanted on their team.
Yeah, and this one, I saw Crimsix, Scrump, Pookie, and Dash all playing together. I mean, this lineup, you definitely think would want to come again, but again, Karma, Mercules, Shotzzy, Bo's all on the same team also, and Mercules already having some great games on some of the Call of Duties that we saw earlier in Advanced Warfare, and I mean Black Ops 4 as well coming into this one. I mean, but what maps were you really looking forward to on this?
Yeah, all of them. This is highly regarded as far as the best map set of any competitive Call of Duty of all time. Watch this, Money Bows. This was the entry clip. He guns Crimsix. He knows that Scumps is one shot, and he just sprints at him with the knife. The one thing about Money Bows, like, people are going to go back and clown on him for his respawn prowess, but, like, he is a legend when it comes to search and destroy, and he was in his bag throughout all of BO2. This was back when Bows competed just about full time. He had himself a really good team, and everybody was saying, you got to put Bows with Mason. Bows is too heavy. He's the anchor. Mason's the heavy carry. Communication coming through from Mason, the wall bang top bed for the snipe shot. Shout out Bows, man, and Karma for drafting this team of crackheads as well. They're going to take the BO2 stint, and then that led in towards some Black Ops 3. Everybody and their mother was looking forward to BO3. The movement back in this game with the mech suits, everybody absolutely loved. And you'd have Scump on one side of the team going up against Shotzi and Merc. This is the old guard through and through going up against the new guard. New OpTic going up against the Legacy, and let's just put it this way. Crim going in towards this already spiked 2 controllers the day previously. I did not like the old guard's chances.
No, and I mean, they would try to keep it competitive though, but you know, Shotzi coming out with this I was watching, and I was just so like, how does this happen? Look, he covers all the angles. They have no idea he's there. There it goes. Watch for the plant, gets up right next to him. I still don't understand how no one looked back, and there it is, the Ninja Diffuse coming out right on top of them.
I had no idea where he was the entire time, right? He's just right there, and then by the time that the kill comes through, the defuse is already cemented. And, you know, it's really funny, you know, in the offseason, we always talk about which COD we're going to be playing in the offseason. Black Ops 3 was actually that game. This was one of 2 maps that the old guard was able to collect for themselves. A very clutch moment down here. 2 for 2 pinstripe kill feed. Mace getting caught up into the corner, just trying to keep things locked. Tempest is going to get ripped. He stuns his teammate, and then it sets up Crim just for an easy push through. Him and Formal will wipe the rest of the team, and then they're going to be able to anchor down P3 for the inevitable map win, 250 to 249. Again, like I was saying, they ended up losing the series nonetheless, but a nice chirping moment coming through there with Mesa the Tempest shooting his teammate into the back of the head. But it would be the EWC champs, your BO6 champs, Mercury, Shotzi, Dashi, and Hook, OpTic, or OpTic Texas. I don't even know what we're calling them anymore. They will end up being the OpTic Legacy champions, just putting the absolute old heads in the dirt. But I will say this much, a lot of people were highly anticipated it, because let's be honest, like Mercury's, his stats throughout the entirety of the tournament were freaking nuts. Every single tournament that he played in, he actually won. The only tournament he didn't play in was the Halo 3 tournament, and you got to think that if he was on that team, he probably would have won. But some other key takeaways, Scump definitely still got it. He could probably come back and play if he definitely wanted to, but man, what a fun week of Call of Duty and Halo. Controller Esports are back, baby.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of fun. Cool to see them bringing it back, and of course the Young Guns versus the Old Heads in the final match, of course, going to the Young Guns.